Bangko Report.
Welcome to Bangko Report. I'm Maui.
I'm Robbie.
And I'm Marty.
We have a special guest. As you can see, the jersey, the villain of the NBA. But we will accept him just for today. Anyways, today we're gonna talk about because it's old news. But Ronda Rousey right now, they say she's gonna skip the upcoming UFC event. So people are still waiting when she'll come out and fight again. Because we're gonna point out Ronda Rousey today because she had a meltdown. After being probably one of the most hyped champions in UFC history, with an undefeated streak, she lost terribly to Holly Holm, and it was a very, in a way, bad showing for Ronda because she was played around with, she went around circles in the ring in the octagon. So after the fight, she went on an episode of Ellen where she admitted that she considered suicide, and then when she stopped thinking about that because she saw her husband and she just decided I'll just be a mother now. So she went through a lot of things. She went through a very bad meltdown, and what we want to point out, what we want to discuss today, is how what makes an NBA player different from an MMA fighter like Ronda Rousey, in the sense that an NBA player, they earn a hell of a lot more than what an average UFC fighter will earn in every match, and they also get the same hype, sometimes even more, but they don't have these these terrible meltdowns. I mean, you don't see LeBron going, when he lost, several times in the finals, you don't see him going, I'm going to quit basketball. It's not for me. I might as well try baseball or football.
Jordan
or Jordan. But then again, Jordan has different circumstances. But in that sense, how come an NBA player is able to, in a sense, surpass surpass when he fails the expectations of other people.
Okay, so Marty.
Well, for me, it's the support system, because LeBron had a super team, and when he lost in the finals, like you couldn't blame it solely on him. Dwayne Wade carried that team in the finals, but then LeBron, unlike Ronda Rousey, LeBron didn't take this loss to be all on himself, and he may have took the team on his back. He may have taken the team on his back the next year in Boston, but then LeBron and what happened to LeBron and what happened to Ronda Rousey, those were two different situations, because Ronda Rousey, I mean, she had a poor showing on her own, but then LeBron,
As
you
a
can
team,
you can in some perspectives you could blame the whole team also, and also the support system, like I said earlier, you have your whole team to back you up, if ever you're having a bad moment.
While Ronda, has to go through it alone.
Yeah, but it's nice because LeBron, during this time in the Cleveland Cavaliers, I'm talking about 2009, 2008,
Yeah.
he had a Daniel Gibson to blame. Or an Anderson Varejao to blame.
yeah.
Or a Mo Williams.
Well, okay, let's not say blame. That's such a strong word. But yeah,
Or to share the guilt.
yeah,
Share the guilt.
basically, yeah. Let's put it that way. Yeah, alright, point taken.
Yeah.
For me naman, what the NBA offers is, in a way, institutionalized support. Yeah, support. Is all falls down to that. But then here, they create programs, they have mentors, in order to help young athletes, face the trials of what an NBA player is all about. You get a kid drafted into New York City, and you got, the press on him. He's rubbing elbows with celebrities, and it's usually too much sometimes for an athlete. But then that's why you paid the likes of I don't know, Jason Collins or Richard Jefferson to, sit on the bench and do nothing in game because you want them talking to your young guys, to give them veteran advice, share their wisdom, stuff that, that will help them so much, not just on the court, but also off the court.
Well, for me, I think what makes the NBA player different is that at a very young age, they were geared to face hype, to ride hype. Because, let's say, just point out LeBron. LeBron, during high school, had his games on TV.
Yeah.
Like no other player here, well, from not a lot of people from around the world can talk about their high school, like this high school kid. He's gonna be on TV just because of how great he
National-
plays.
Yeah.
And because you're in that level, you expect him that when he reaches the pros, this guy's gonna be great. Automatically, he has to be great. And again, LeBron didn't ask for his games to be put on TV. He didn't ask to get all this coverage. It's just that he was hyped by a community, and the same happens to a lot of NBA players where the community hypes the player, and he doesn't do it on his own. Because like in a UFC fight, I mean nobody really tells them to Ronda, be a bitch to your opponent, like call her out, like be an asshole.
He's dropping bad words. People.
Like I mean like you don't
Look at the
you don't hear
news
I mean like you don't hear like you don't hear like Kobe, well, Kobe calls out a lot of people.
Yeah.
But again, he does it on his own. When he calls out people, he does it on his own. And the same thing for MMA fighters. They call out people on their own. But for, other NBA stars who were hyped in the same manner, they didn't really like say that I'm gonna be the best. Like case in point, Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose, coming from Chicago, his family was the one who said, who told the whole community, he's gonna bring us out of these slums. He's gonna be the next big thing. And whenever Derrick Rose would come out and walk around his neighborhood, he'd have backup with him, just to make sure that nobody would touch him. And also the community would even donate or share, the gear, his jerseys with him. So you see that much hype coming from a kid. I mean that going to a kid who's coming out of high school, just going to college, and you have all these people who are believing in you. But you yourself, you didn't ask for this. It just so happens that you played like a god.
Yeah.
But it's a god. It's a talent that you just happen to have, and this hype comes along with it, and an NBA player learns to just accept it.
So you're saying the pressure applied to NBA players, molds them, makes them more mature? Is that what you're trying to get at?
Yeah, in a sense, because I don't have like a town or a city like banking on me like finish college. Why? You have to win a championship for us, right? I don't. And nobody has that.
Imagine your hometown drafting you, and just imagine just how heavy all that stuff is, man.
And if you remember, Kristaps Porzingis, he was booed in draft day. Like no MMA fighter on his first fight gets booed just by announcing his name.
Stephen A. Smith, man. Stephen A. Smith publicly he announced his hate on First Take. And after just 1 week of Kristaps highlights, he was
took it back. A lot of people took it back. But then again, you don't. Who has that? I mean, what athlete gets that, right? And then, props for Kristaps for being able to transcend that. He played amazing last season. And again, going back to MMA fighters, I mean, let's say MMA fighters who come out of Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
Nobody signs a deal with the UFC and then the fans boo him, right, immediately when they just announce their name. So I mean, again, MMA fighters don't have that hype from the very beginning. Not a lot, not as bad or not as heavy as what an NBA player has.
Well, their upbringing was very different. Like Ronda Rousey, the way she started, she was living inside her 2003 Honda Accord, and and like and same with I guess mixed martial arts and boxing. Like Pacquiao, how did Pacquiao start out? He was selling fish. So you see the difference there. Like it's basketball. There's really a camp or some kind of camp, some kind of system that
Yeah,
they
that
really-
helps
they
them
start
mature.
with. Yeah.
And and for MMA, it's really about just toughen up on your own.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
And some take it well. Some become Floyd Mayweather, or just irrationally confident. in
Some run
themselves.
for Senate,
Yeah,
like Pacquiao.
and some.
Don't get started on that.
Yeah, and some just simply can't handle it.
Yeah.
So that's a wrap. Yeah.
Anyways, so guys, tell us what you think. So, what do you think makes an NBA player different from an NBA fighter in terms of riding the hype? So, tell us what you think in the comment section below, and thank you for watching.